Kaizi Gaming versus AlphaX. Game 3. Let's get the show on the road.
Holy crap. Dr. Dre KN, 5 gifted subs to Jeremy. Kratos, Ikari Warrior 83, Zero Ammo, and the Only Say. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. And then DCash11B on 5 gifted subs to Son of Hishari, Casopian House. Casopian House? That's a Dutch name, right? Fubika24, Badzuka, and Mallworth 93. Thank you so much for the generosity of the gifted subs, guys. I really appreciate it. If you guys want to get a little hype train going, I will not complain as we kick off into Reynor vs Astrea. I missed the intro saying thank you to the subs. But Reynor's in the upper left, Astrea's in the bottom right. This is game number 1, and Astrea at the very least needs to take a map here. The 2-0 would even up the series in full. But even just a map to knock Reynor off makes this a bit more plausible, perhaps, than the revive player. You can try and 2-0 Oliveira to keep AlphaX alive. So one map at least feels almost necessary right now, though. That much is definitely known. Let's see what we can have happen here in the World Team League playoffs. Match gas pool coming up. Nexus is going to go down on the side of Astrea. Cybercore will get underway. Just bringing this through. Pylon on the way up. Assimilator is producing all of this rolling for a couple of moments here. As the spawning pool finishes. Queen on the way out. And the couple of drones is going to come chasing a probe around as well, so doing okay with this for the moment. Cybercool finishes, allows us to see what Astrea wants to do. No warp gate suggests he's going to play a Stargate. 2 Twilight builds in a row got the better of Reynor in that previous match. Let's see if a Stargate can maybe mix it up enough to do things a little differently here. Have a little bit of a different result at the end of this day. A couple links continue to chase that probe around. And that Stargate just coming online, going to be finishing shortly, so we'll see what we actually do build out of this. We're expecting this to be Oracles, etc., right? Obviously, Phoenix straight away also would be a little bit crazy. A little bit too wild, perhaps, as Adept will get into the base and actually do some good scouting on this side. And gets rid of a Ling or so. Nothing really too major. Very manageable stuff for the moment, as our Lings will be there, pushing the Adept around on the natural. As the Adept will begin to shade on forwards. Through the top. Away we go. Oracle is already producing here, by the way, so I guess it's going to be Oracle 2. Obviously, our next question mark is going to be how many Oracles do we get to build in this game? See this Oracle coming down, getting 3 drones already, which is pretty nice, so and pretty decent there with a few worker kills. Such a pretty decent. Reynor needs to obviously be pretty tight on the defense early, doesn't want to let this get too out of hand, doesn't want to let this fall apart for himself. Some of those Lings make their way around the bottom side as well. I'm just going to be seeing a couple of Adepts warping in on the 3rd Nexus that is currently building. So we are going to see triple Oracle. Oh, we fly right into Queens. We might have been back down to double Oracle there, but this Oracle does survive. Low HP, though, obviously makes it a little bit tougher. This one Oracle could go home. That's the Power 3 Oracle. One Oracle goes back and plays defense, the low HP one, and the other two can still stay active. Obviously, it's not as good as if you were going to put, like, you know, triple Oracle just into play and you wanted to really zap with those, because you've still then got one Oracle that's hurting at the front. Because that is going to be Reynor getting the scout on the building robo facility in the natural, but honestly, post-triple Oracle, what else are you really expecting to see? You know, Twilight Forge and Robo, it's the triple kind of setup that you just expect to have, so it's just really not that weird or wild or anything, so yeah, kind of just the expectation for the moment here. I was going to see a few drones going down. We are going to have Oracle taking a little bit more damage. Here are the Lings actually trying to get around the map as well, so Reynor not able to get over. That's good enough, and the Oracles gets a couple kills and just stops them from scouting and potentially ended up on the third base, where maybe they could have grabbed something, maybe even just a probe or two. Being able to preemptively deny that is nice. We go Hydra Den this game from Reynor. He's going to play Lingbane Hydra, not that kind of Roach style we've been seeing before now. As, hey, Apple G72, thank you so much for the 26-month resub, as our Oracle's going to get 3 kills once again as they dive on by yet again. So still these Oracles really delivering, doing a very good job of things so far. And just doing things nicely for the moment. Oracle's again taking some shots, and one of them low HP here. Just gonna see the rest of our Hydras coming up. The Archon's still morphing on in. And as the Archons morph, you're gonna get that charge on the way, the +1 attack on the way. A couple additional gateways. Just continuing through from Astrea. He has the push from Reynor though. 55 drones, Lingbane Hydra. And Astrea's eyes just went wide, I feel like. As he's like, wait, what the hell is going on? He's got Hydras to the left of him, Hydras to the right, and he is stuck in the middle. But he's not actually stuck because he's got the Warp Prism, so the entire song falls apart at that point, unfortunately. But, yeah, I mean, here's the attack basically from Reynor. Work to be done. First Day Sword coming up, as Reynor does not have the position on a third base here. Still building Hydras behind this too, so this full Lingbane Hydra attack gonna commit. Lings were actually up into the main base. Did we get rid of the Stay Sword on the natural? Looks like yes, we did. As the Hydras just sit here, obviously the problem with the Hydras, or dealing with Hydras here, is that the Hydras can just sit here and pick their way through the gateways, so that's obviously going to be a pretty big factor as well. Okay, we're still taking some damage. Just going to be seeing this Zell going to get shot down. Queens and Hydras continue to work their way through this as we knock on the front door. We're going to knock down one gateway, looking for another. The Lings move forward. A couple of Archons coming up on the third base. The Lings, the Hydras, the Banelings all setting up together. The rest of the Hydras coming through too. I'm just going to see a couple of Archons still up on that right side. More units up on the top from Astrea. So he's going to counterattack a little bit here. Obviously, given time, Astrea's had the economy. I just don't know if Reynor's really doing enough. Like, I still like Reynor's army overall, but the numbers are definitely getting there for Astrea. Now you've got this counterattack that Reynor has to deal with well. If he doesn't deal with this effectively, he's in trouble, but now he's going to run back home. 3 bases against 3 bases. And he's even getting chased a little bit as he runs as well, so he's taking some damage during this. Things come back around, the Hydras come through, just going to be seeing the little move out. +2 attack comes in on the top side of this. Prism coming across. Continuing to get into position here. Gonna have that Prism coming around and trying to find a bit of a slot to just harass. I mean, at this point, again, you're just worried a bit that this is not looking good at all for Reynor, right? It's just not really been enough damage so far. Archon's is going to come around and just going to be seeing the extra round of Zealots warping in as well. Does feel as though Astrea, obviously you can see his supply already leading now. Reynor's still only on 56 drones. He has no upgrades to really speak of either, and again, his timing really just didn't do anything. When that timing doesn't succeed, you end up in this position where you are just in a ton of trouble, and that's exactly where we stand right now. Hence the current problem. We'll push down the right side. Just going to see the feelings. Not going to be able to support them well enough. Reynor will be able to max, but he's going to have essentially one fight. Here's Zealots into the main base. Going to see a few more Zealots warping in. There are going to be 8 of them. It's going to be problematic here. Reynor's definitely going to be in some amount of trouble. Just going to see how the Zealots jumping into your prism, and just going to see how Fleet Beacon on the way up as well. Another Stargate coming through, the Disruptor producing. Things, Hydras will continue to gather as our prism will sit up to the top side. Just going to see the couple of Zealots will charge forward. Disruptor shot hits one of the queens, a little transfusion goes off. Rocks will knock down, or will be knocked down. Those few Hydras there, and just going to be seeing still. The rest of this army from Astrea moving across. Things, Hydras trying to come around this side. I mean, this is the surround you're looking for, man. Look how many Archons there are. Disruptors, an Immortal or 2 mixed in. These are all things which are meant to be fantastic in this scenario, and so far you're definitely seeing exactly that. And the Zealots on the counter-attack will pull Reynor back again. He's still playing off 59 drones and just this low economy. And just hoping that at some point he can win a crazy fight, but man, I just don't see how he's going to be able to manage it. I just do not see how he's going to be able to manage it. I think this is going to be tough. You've got to deal with all of these tech units. I mean, I guess Astrea moving a bit too far forward could be one way. His Disruptors panic a little bit in Astrea. Gonna get a little surrounded here. Loses 3 Disruptors. The next one gets split as well. Talk about taking a good fight as Reynor. I mean, that's as good as it's going to get, really. Next split away is going to be good, too. Not a single Disruptor really hits anything of value. Up we go. Zealots will be dropping. Just going to be seeing the Queens here as well. Working their way through. And just going to go straight into this Nexus. Oh, he kills the Disruptor as well. Reynor is busting his way through this. And Astrea, on his way to carriers, has been denied. And is this going to be enough for Reynor? Because he's still on a low drone count. Rebuilding off the back of this still isn't exactly pretty for him. 18 probes going down. A couple of Disruptors. A chance here to maybe try and fire up. Is just going to be seeing the Zerglings pulling back a little bit as well. We are going to knock down the front door. I mean, we've got a bunch of carriers all of a sudden, but there's just a ton of Hydras, and the carriers don't have the support they maybe need. Not with so many of the Disruptors previously dying. Reynor pulls back nicely there, but has actually got a little bit caught in his own units. He does not kill this Disruptor, and that's Astrea getting a massive connection. Now the Zealots are back into the natural on the other side. In we go. Pylon goes down, the Disruptors dropping, and this looks as though we are going to have ourselves just way too much from Astrea, right? I mean, it was a very fine line of walk. Reynor was only successful because he avoided all of the splash damage up until this point. The moment a bit of splash connects, Reynor ran out of stuff, and Astrea gets the defense, but man, it looked a minute ago as though he was in serious, severe trouble. Ouch. Astrea gets one for AlphaX. A 2-0 here would be ideal, would level the playing field. Expect to see Ragnarok, if that is what it comes down to. Bottom right side, Reynor, our Blue Zerg player from Kaizi Gaming. Top left, Red Protoss from AlphaX. Astrea taking that first game, as Reynor's attempted aggression did not really work out. Probes moving around. As the hatchery goes down on the 6 o'clock. So that's going to be our starting point. Do you feel like Astrea is probably going to stick? I mean, after seeing Reynor do so well against the previous Twilight builds of Zan, I do feel like you probably stick to a... Yeah, I feel like you probably stick to the kind of Stargate here, especially after it just worked pretty decently for you, right? I don't think it was too bad or anything. I think it was pretty reasonable for the most part, so I imagine that's going to be more or less the case for this. It's going to be seeing our ZvP about finish, and we can obviously then watch for the incoming, warp gate or no warp gate to give us a bit of an idea as to what is going to be coming up. Going to be seeing a robo facility on the way as well from Astrea. It's just going to be really getting set up for all of that. And yeah, see where we're going to end up very soon with something a little bit different. So it is going to be robo, very different approach from Astrea. Something we haven't seen yet today, so that part is definitely quite fun. Going to be seeing our link speed coming up, obviously, from Reynor. It's just going to be a Prism to start out from Astrea. Obviously, there's so many things you can go into on the back end of this, though, so there's a lot of possibilities that we're kind of watching for here in the very near future. It's just a case of kind of getting to that point of them being up and running and available. That's the Immortal coming out, so this is going to be turning into the aggressive follow-up now. Getting into that Immortal, and that's where we're going to kind of, again, try and hit this timing, see if we can make enough happen with all of this. Front coming up, and just going to be seeing the extra gates coming in. It's very important that Reynor just cuts workers at the right time here. If you do not cut workers at the right time, you're going to have a bad time, just to put it simply. So it's definitely a important factor to keep in mind as well. Just got to be ahead of the schedule here, right? You can't be caught off guard, you can't be falling behind or anything. It's very important to, like I said, just keep ahead of this. As here we go. Zealots are warping in. The preparation from Reynor so far, I have liked it. It has looked pretty reasonable, I would say. Reynor's just going to come in with these lings, getting a good surround right away. The Queens are doing a fantastic job, just continuing to zone the Prism. So the Prism has to warp in from so far away. That means you can't easily really save the Immortal or anything here, though, and that's going to be an issue, no doubt. As it feels as though Reynor is going to easily make his way through this, and this is going to be a very successful start for Reynor, and it is a good defense. Gets a pretty easy 1-0. Puts himself into a great position. And Reynor is going to be in prime spot right now.